And now, The Bonfire with Big J. Oakerson and Dan Soder.
Oh, I'll tell you something. It is Wednesday. We are live on The Bonfire. Comedy Central Radio, Sirius XM 95. Big J. Oakerson, Dan Soder.
Hi.
The whole gang is here, and we are joined once again while he's in town. I'll have him on nonstop,
it's
everybody.
An open invite.
The Machine, Bert Kreischer, joins us again on The Bonfire.
My favorite show to do.
Dude, we had such a blast
That
yesterday.
party started on the show, and I watched it.
Yeah, what became a massacre of a roast battle.
It's weird to think
start here.
I felt like a NASA scientist, and I watched the launch of a fucking satellite, and then no shit, I saw how drunk everyone was, and I came back to the stand to get my backpack after the cellar, and I was like, I'm gonna head home. There's not a lot for me to do here. And I went home and watched the end of the roast battle on Periscope just to see.
Oh, they aired that live?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't know that?
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. You didn't know that was live?
Oh, I said some regrettable things.
No, you were fine. I'm telling you.
You were great.
Bert, you were fine. You were fine. As someone that watched it that wasn't drinking at all, you were good. You need those people who are around you that don't drink that are like, I can tell you.
What I hated was the lump that I kept getting from Louis J. Gomez at roast battle. He goes, the fucking judges are all completely smashed, and I'm like, I'm drinking a Diet Coke, I'm not smashed. Everyone's so ripped. I'm like, I am not even I have no alcohol in my body.
It's the most Jewish thing Jay does is drink practically. It is the most. It really is like you would never know Jay's
not a drugs
Jewish
guy, not a big drugs guy
until you have alcohol, and he's like, you know what? I had 3 very reasonable glasses of wine. I'm okay for the night.
That was not me.
No, and that's not me, and that's why I can't drink anymore.
Yeah,
because I never had a governor.
I
was a golf cart without a governor. I was going 60 down the highway in a golf cart.
No seatbelts.
I was like, yeah.
You're on the rumble strip.
Yeah, I'm like,
I'm not with cigarettes. That's really my thing. Like, if I'm in a conversation outdoors, I will just continue. Like, I can do 3 packs in a night.
That's
probably.
when I had to leave because I was so happy. No, I was so happy last night. For those of you who don't know, the judges were Jay, myself, Joe DeRosa, and Nate Bargatze.
Sal Volcano.
And Shamika.
and
Yamanika
and Adam Devine.
Adam Devine just rolled in at a note. I texted him and was like, hey, by the way, I've run into him randomly so many fucking times. And so I texted him. I was like, yo, we're here at the stand. Come hang out with us. And he was like, yeah. I don't think he knew that he was coming to judge a roast battle.
Yeah. I think he walked in and they were like, oh, just come on downstairs to the kitchen. He's like, where's everyone hanging out? And they're like, Adam Devine! He's like, oh, fuck.
I thought it was cool to meet Adam Devine because the bit part in the film I'm doing is
that's right.
Movie,
that's my favorite part. That is, I think, what I'm best at is facilitating new friendships because I love introducing people. And Adam is the coolest fucking guy. My best Adam Devine story ever. I'd been a huge fan of Workaholics. I'm in New Orleans. Did I tell you the story last night? No. I'm in New Orleans. I'm on a balcony doing a Travel Channel show, and I see the cast of Workaholics walking down the street in New Orleans. Now, I know Adam is a comic, number 1.
Yeah.
I know that he worked the door at the Improv, number 2. And I know that I'm a comic. And if you're a comic, I'm just guessing you might know me.
Yeah, somehow the circles cross.
I want to say all that, but that's not what comes out of my mouth. Instead, all I say is, I'm Bert Kreischer. And Adam turns around and 3 of them go, the Machine! And I'm like,
nice.
Fuck yeah!
That's awesome.
And we got fucking hammered in New Orleans.
That is great.
It was like the best. I tried to word it all perfectly and it just didn't come out, but he's the best.
Bert Kreischer!
When I left,
that's like a dangerous situation.
He's here for like 3 months, man. You gotta have him on the show.
He was in the movie that I'm in. That's why he's here, yeah. We should have him on the show.
Absolutely.
It was pretty funny last night when they announced that he was there finally.
Yeah.
3 guys in the front row that I can only describe as guys who worship workaholics, probably.
Yeah.
Yes.
Turn around, and they were like, I mean, how much those guys, and one of them had like, I like when douche, like, chills guys, like, come in, and they all have like these, like, weird stereotypes that are like specific to that, like a broken wrist or something and holding a Solo cup. For some reason, that should be like the tattoo of like what Frat is. Like a guy holding a Solo cup with a broken wrist, like at a park, wearing a long sleeve button down shirt with like shorts
and
like, shoes. What's up? He goes, oh man, I fucked it up on crew. I was doing crew, fucked up my wrist.
Actually, no, I was just down in the city for a weekend. Just gonna meet up with my bro Trevor. Just want to come out here. It's pretty funny.
So one of those guys had like a wrist. There was an air cast, I think, on a foot, I believe. But how happy they were to see Adam Devine. Like it was like a real like dudes high-fiving like a Code Red Mountain Dew.
Can I tell you the best one ever?
Yeah.
I don't remember much of last night, but I get a text from my daughter, and she says, "You're hanging out with Adam Devine." They are obsessed with Pitch Perfect.
Oh, right.
And I said, yeah, I was. And then in my head, I'm like, how did she know that? And then I went to my stories and I was like, oh, it is me obliterated with Nate just seconds away from saying the N-word.
Nate, your Insta stories, Nate going, I'm going to tell you what I really think.
Nate was like, no. Dude, Nate Bargatze might be my spirit animal. And I know that's a hacky meme, but I love him more than I love anyone. Jay, you know how much I love you too. Dan, you know how much I love you. We spent 3 hours every day in Canada together. Yeah. Jay, you know that you are my favorite human being alive. But God damn it, I wish Nate's if I had met Nate earlier, I think I'd be more open to homosexuality. I love him that much. I need him and Segura to hang out because the two of them, what I need is a perfect party where I invite all my friends.
You should do a Bert Kreischer's perfect party.
Oh.
I mean, what an event
Can I produce Bert Kreischer's perfect party?
I mean, she'd be unbelievable.
Okay.
Bert Kreischer's perfect party, and we'll all just hang out, and we'll get to, and then I can just set people up to tell the stories that make us laugh the hardest.
You know what about Bert? If Bert's ideas involve, like, if there's stand-up comedy involved, it's like the necessary evil that Bert wants to get over with already. He's like, do you have a fucking show involved in this?
I was blown away that you guys wanted to do spots last night. Are you kidding me?
You're like, this is so much fun. Let's just hang out.
I thought Bert said we're rich. He goes, we're all making money. We don't have to go do fucking spots.
Yeah.
Fuck is that how it works?
The best part was I felt legitimately like the nerd that went and did homework because I went and did my spot and then I was going to my second spot and I was like, Bert's right. I should be hanging.
Dude,
and I saw you guys at, I saw someone, like DeRosa and Nate had, a picture of you guys at Irish Exit and I was like, oh, they're hanging at fucking.
That was Nate. Nate's all about spots because he doesn't want anyone to know he lives in Nashville.
Yeah. Because I love the scene. I love being in the scene.
Oh,
Nate, where were you last week?
I'm here.
I was, Nashville. It's the best. I like just when Nate starts doing the hand flares out where he goes, I mean, it's bananas.
I'll tell you where DeRosa, and DeRosa's coming in a little bit. I'll tell you where.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'll tell you where.
Nate's dead.
Where I was getting through with DeRosa last night was he was sitting to my left judging roast battle, and the stage is to the right.
Yeah.
And DeRosa, he's a point talker also. Like, so he's like, this guy, and literally it's like he's putting like his forearm on my fucking lips.
Oh,
I'm like, what am I, kissing you up your arm like Dirty Dancing?
He has his soft tattooed arms just rubbing in your face.
Oh, it's soft, yeah.
It's such a great, he does do the point talking at this guy.
He's like, wait, I got the
you know what I'm gonna say here is
I got a tattoo with a Death Star. Looks like it was drawn with a fucking crayon right in front of my arm. And,
Joe permanently looks like a banker that dressed up as a biker for Halloween and didn't wash off the fake tattoos. When you see him, you're like, are you mad that you have to go in the office with your fake tattoos on today?
Oh, this has been the best.
Black Lou becomes a fucking bartender when you're here.
No
That's
shit.
great.
Yeah, he's fucking, it's from Love Boat. He's Isaac. He's Isaac from Love Boat. He just goes in and goes, how you guys doing?
Fucking Ted, come on, Ted Lang.
Yeah.
There's the Ted Lang.
Yeah, he's Isaac from Love Boat.
I'm obsessed with the idea that I have to go back for 4th of July to LA and hang out with people that aren't comics.
Oh, yeah.
Because I was talking to Ronnie B today. I did Ron Bennington's podcast with Gail and Chris, and he was like, he was saying it in the most, it like really made me grateful. He was like, we went to Rich's roast, and he's like, and I realized I'm friends with the funniest human beings alive in the world.
Joe List says that a lot, and it's one of my favorite things. That's always been a mantra of Joe List, where he just goes,
I had a moment of that
with friends with the funniest people in the world.
I had a moment of that with Fenoya. At the Skankfest when you guys were all on stage with your shirts off, and I kind of came up at the end of that, and I was just kind of like, we really like, what a gathering. And I said, the fact that I think this generation of us, like here, like now, like, and maybe like, one or two below us, one above us, but somewhere I think we talk about this, Ari Shaffir's moved.
Ari Shaffir.
He's moved to
I was going to say that.
He's moved to New York.
Migration.
He's moved to New York and becoming friends quickly with us over here, so we sort of knew him. Some of us knew him. I knew him a little bit when he was still living in LA.
But I met him through you, and then I became friends with Ari, and then it just sets off all this different reaction.
But just everything from Josh Adam Myers, Jeremiah Watkins, like, that whole crew, Bread Band, Hinchcliffe, all those guys. like now it's like family on either side. So when I go to LA, it's like it's so comfortable just to be like, I'm going to go to the store.
The only time
nothing else and just see everybody.
That's exactly what I was going to say. The only time I've ever been at the store before last week when I did This Not Happening was when it was like I did Conan in 2012, and it was Nate and I, and Nate was living in LA, and he didn't know anybody either. So Nate and I are just like at the bar, and then like that guy that you didn't like was like. Or who didn't like
Tommy, I didn't like him. Yeah. I was like, wait, what name are you saying?
Secret time. Well, guess what, Bert? This secret time's coming back on your ass. No, but Tommy was like, hey, I saw your Conan on Monday. Just feel free to hang out. And I was getting way too drunk. I was doing shots at that outside bar to the point where they started having corners on them, where you take one down and you're like, that was a little tough to go down. And you gotta breathe different.
I did 2 swallows on that shot.
Yeah, we're like,
that's where I know I've hit it when I get that where it's like, it's like you swallow it, but it's still here, and you're kind of like, it's like, you know what, let me go in the corner and just put my head down for a minute.
I really would, I would do shots like that and talk the way Bert did when he got his ribs broken by that bull, where I'd be like, hey, I'm gonna walk over here real quick. And then I'm just like, nah. But that was the only time I hung out at the store, and it was Nate and I, and it was very like, in and out, didn't really talk to anybody. Nate was trying to meet up with someone, and then now that I've been friends with Ari, and I went back last week, Tony was there, and they're like, oh, you gotta come up for roast battle, and I hung out for that, and I was like,
Rogan.
Yeah.
I'll be real candid, because I over-obsess about stuff like this. I think about it a lot. When Rogan got booted out of the store because of that Carlos Mencia shit, I think all of us were scared. Because we're like, okay, so we can't say what we want to say.
Yeah.
And then when Rogan came back to the store, all of us were like, hey, there's no cunts allowed. Oh, cool, we all get to hang out. Stanhope started just flying out. Ron White started hanging out at the store.
Yeah, I saw
and I'm telling you, and Ari, it is Rogan, because Ari and Rogan are best friends. And Ari was like, saying really open-minded shit. Like, I've always wanted to have that time in New York where I lived in New York. I've always wanted that. You guys all have those stories.
Yeah.
I want that. Him coming out, combined with the fact that Rogan went back to the store and we all started like kind of getting together and realizing, hey, this is what this is about. Like, my wife doesn't have this in her life, which really sucks.
Yeah.
She doesn't, all she has is what she has in her life, which is, me. That's great. But like, I got something so fucking special.
Well, that's what it's like. Jay and Christine are a couple, and they're together in this, so they're submerged in it. And I'm in a new relationship right now, and this has been the best girlfriend I've ever had as far as who's cool with me going and doing stuff. But there does be this guilty kind of thing where I'm like, I'm going to like Moon Tower or Montreal, and she's like, oh, well, maybe I can go with you. I'm like, it's just going to be a lot of comedy stuff. And I try to explain to her, I'm like, and then she hears the story, and I'm like, hold on, I got to run outside. And I get on the phone, I'm like, I'm in there with Nate and Jay, and we're talking about this. And it sounds like a kid at camp where you're like, can I go back to the lake? All right, I love you, Mom, bye. And then my girlfriend's sitting there like, fuck, so what am I, just chop liver? And you come back, you're like,
this is the perfect example. I called my wife yesterday afternoon and was giggling still about the Rich Voss roast. My favorite joke that I will say for the next year. Jim Norton's mom was a librarian, and his dad was a pond turtle.
Yeah. Born in Bayonne, New Jersey. Yeah.
I said to my wife, my
first joke I wrote of the entire roast.
I said, that is my favorite joke. And my wife goes, yeah, he does kind of look like a turtle. I go, no, it's a pond turtle.
Yeah.
And she goes, yeah, where do turtles live? And I go, okay, hang up. I call Segura.
Yeah.
I go, dude, my favorite joke ever. And I tell him, and he goes, and Segura goes, pond turtle. He goes, pond turtle. He doesn't even live in the ocean. Pond turtle.
Yeah.
Like, it was just that.
It's so funny because you're right. You explain that to people. I was going around. I went to the cellar last night to do my second spot, and people were there that weren't at the roast. And I was going through like some of Jay's jokes, Norton's jokes. When Norton told Bobby to hang himself if he can find a ceiling strong enough was one of the hardest I've laughed. But then Colin Quinn calling Bobby Chinese Clemenza from The Godfather. For some reason, every comic is like, that's so goddamn funny. And you're like,
so funny.
But the thing is, had I been at that roast with my wife in that stairwell and not been able to see, because I was in the stairwell with Mike Vecchione and Sam, and we couldn't see them. We couldn't see the stage. Had my wife been there, she would have been complaining about the seats. She's like, you can't get us a seat for real? None of us mattered. The fact that we got to do the theater of the mind and hear it, and then look to each other and punch each other going, fuck. Like, and that, I don't know, man.
I say two things I want to comment on, but one was that's one of the respects I always gave to Dane Cook. I thought was like, you kind of pick pieces of like when you start comedy, you kind of look what's around and what you like and what makes you laugh and like what it is, like what's the elements that makes you laugh about it. I mean, I had that with like the things I thought about Patrice, or Attell, obviously, and all these people. And what I thought from Dane Cook was like, he's just a guy. Him and Tony Roberts, if you know who Tony Roberts is, another great comic who like the lesson I took from them was always like, it's just the simplicity of like. I don't believe much in the economy of words, like shorting words. I'm big on detail. So he was big on detail and just like the idea that like, if you go, I went downstairs to get a drink. If you say I went downstairs to get a beverage, is funnier than a drink. If you say I got a cola, is funnier than a beverage. If you say I got a Jolt Cola, it's funnier than, it's just like the idea that like, that was the detail makes the whole, fucking thing. And that was interesting. And wait, let me just get to one other thought about, with the other person not being into it. Kurt Metzger, one of my favorite things he ever said, he was having a fight with an ex-girlfriend years ago who was furious. And it's the guilt we all feel when you're like, it's ridiculous to say, but I do say it often when I'm like, hey, I gotta go to work. Yeah. Because some people don't even know you that well will say like, oh, like you still work? Like, what do you do? You have to go there. I go, no, I got like 2 shows tonight. And they're like, oh, I'm like, I mean, that is my work. It's like but like, so Kurt said he was going, he's like, they were arguing, they were having it out, and he just goes, hey, you know what, I ain't got time for this, I gotta go to fucking work. She goes, oh yeah, you're gonna go smoke weed and drink with your friends and tell dick jokes? And he goes, yeah, it's a great job, it's why I picked it. He's like, I'm sorry you hate graphic design. I'm sorry you picked graphic design. He's like, what are you gonna do? I'm sorry. He goes, yes, there is a perk, but the problem is, you can, drink and smoke pot and bullshit with your friends, but you know, the gamble you're taking there and doing that is like, it may in 4 years you might become a celebrity, or it might take fucking 20. But so that you don't know, or it might never happen. That is always like make any money. That is always like the awkward thought with like my girlfriend. She sometimes she can work from home, so she'll stay over in the morning, and she'll be like, "You can't work when I'm here, right?" And I'm like, no, and she's like, I'll get out of here, and she'll leave at like 2 p.m. and then she leaves, and I just pack a bowl and put on an album, and I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I told her I couldn't get work done, and I'm just getting high listening to Queens of the Stone Age. I'm like, oh, well, this is just awesome. This is me just being a piece of shit.
My therapist said to me, you need a hobby. And I was like, oh, I have a hobby. I write jokes. He goes, what do you mean? I said, I just write jokes. He goes, no, like you need like something fun to do, like leather work or something. Leather work?
He said that because of your beard. He said that because of your beard.
And I was like, no, I go, I don't think you understand. And I tried to explain to him, and he could not get it. Yeah. I go, when I was 26, I started doing stand-up comedy, and I changed my brain for the rest of my life. You're rewired. Everything is fucking funny. Everything is a joke. I'm looking for the joke in everything.
To talk about Nate Bargatze, and you're saying, like, he's one of my best friends, and he's a person that, when he moved to L.A., I was like, is this really going to affect our friendship? Is this going to completely change it? But he's a guy that, he's the friend that you have where we don't ever say goodbye on the phone. We're like, I'll call you later. And he's like, all right. And then that's just it. Like, I'm not going to see him again in New York, but instead of that, he's like, I'll just talk to you later. Because I know I'm going to talk to him when he's in Tampa and I'm in Denver. I know we're going to have a conversation.
I called Cowhead today. I said, Nate's here Friday. I'm calling in. By the way, this is how much I love Nate. The first time I ever got a call from Nate, it was a FaceTime.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then he texted me, I know you saw this. I know you didn't answer. I'm only FaceTiming you. We FaceTime each other.
That's great. But I'm saying, like,
2 dudes FaceTime each other.
Hey, what are you doing? And he's like, and the Nate's like, is that a good angle? How do I look?
I always assume FaceTime. It's hilarious. I assume like, I go, FaceTime's only created to like, you know, across country, like masturbate with each other.
That's really funny.
And then literally someone goes like, what about, you know, like to see your kids if you're on the road for a while? I go, all right.
I always get
I know what she looks like.
When I see a missed, I always keep my phone on do not disturb.
Is my daughter fingering or something?
Yeah.
What's that? Why am I FaceTiming her?
I never keep my phone off do not disturb, so it always goes right to voicemail, no matter what. When I have a missed FaceTime, I'm always like, all right, psycho, who the fuck? No matter who it's from, I'm always like, why are you trying to intrude in my life like that?
I'll tell you what, I get a little weird sometimes, and
but it's never, if it's a comic, I'll do it.
Maybe once or twice a month. Maybe probably closer to once a month, but do you know people on Facebook can like call you?
You know why?
I have a lot of missed calls on Facebook that it's like, what the fuck is this?
You have Facebook Messenger.
Yeah.
Take that shit off your phone.
Wait, hold on.
How do I get messages on Facebook then?
You just don't.
I gotta give everybody my goddamn number now?
Yeah, it's either give everyone your number or don't have Facebook on your phone.
Have you gotten a wrong call on FaceTime?
Oh,
no.
What?
I have. It was an overweight black chick. I saw the number. I didn't even know the number, but I swiped across. And she goes, nah.
That is fucking great.
Dude, I had one time there was a guy, this is right, like, probably 2002, 2001, right when cell phones started blowing up. A guy called me. Did I call him? I might have called him. I was in the car. I was like, hey, is Rachel there? He's like, hello. I go, is Rachel there? He's like, hello. I go, is Rachel there? And so I hang up. I call again. I go, is Rachel there? He's like, hello. I go, is Rachel there? He's like, hello. I go, fucking asshole. And then he calls me back. And he goes, you don't need to call me an asshole. I go, what? I go, you heard nothing but the asshole thing. You didn't hear me asking for Rachel. And he goes, fuck you. So I call him back. I'm with my buddy Eddie. Eddie gets on the phone. He goes, man, you fuck with the wrong guys. We got way too much time on our hands. So I give his number out on stage at the Improv. This is back when that was like a nominal thing. And I said, everyone just call him right now and just go asshole and hang up. Oh. And the guy called me back on stage. And he was like, fuck you, dude. I'm going to find you. And I was like, good luck, bitch. Click. Yeah. I don't know why I told that.
I wonder if he's holding the beef still and he heard this.
Yeah, where he goes, he just pulls over and he goes,
oh, that's the guy.
Kreischer.
Yeah. Bert motherfucking Kreischer.
Well, it's crazy, kids now that, like, people like your daughters are only going to know smartphones. Like, they've only grown up in a time with smartphones. Yeah. So it's not like you didn't watch the improvement happen of star 67 blowing everyone's mind. Where you're like, oh, I can call anyone anonymously. I'm a prank phone call like a motherfucker. Yeah. And then you had star 69. You're like, I'm going to call anyone back.
Okay, hold on.
Well, hang on.
I like watching Bert get excited though. Cause he's just like a dog you're about to tell him on a car ride. You go, hey Bert, you want to go outside? And he goes,
Bert just got me with the idea as he was telling the story that I'm like, when's the last time you've ever had to call somewhere and go, is so-and-so there? Oh. You're never calling like a house phone. It's always a person.
Do you want to know?
You don't have to go, I mean, if you call like a office or something like that, maybe yes, but overall, like any personal call you make is never like, hey, is my friend so-and-so there? It's all you call that person or not.
You know what wigged me out? After we did Clusterfest, I went to my grandma's house in San Francisco. She's 90. And I'm talking, she's like, can you call Barb? I go, yeah, what's Barb's number? And she just rattled it off. She just went like, 70723. I was like, what? Are you a machine? Who are you? She's never had a cell phone. So to her, it's like, you don't go to contacts because everyone's like, go to contact. Like, grandparents are the last people. They're like the last samurais where they're just like, I know the phone number.
I said my grandma used to use the letters still. Her number she used to say was GR7 was the first number. I'm like, okay.
You go, we gotta put you in a home.
GR7?
GR was the first three, yeah. GR7. 477. 477.
Schindler? My daughters, one time, they go, hey Dad, we're doing prank calls. You should watch this. Now,
first of all, that's just a fucked up sentence. As a former prank phone caller, that's a fucked up sentence to say.
Immediately, I was taken off guard because I was like, I can't believe they're willing to show me their dirt. You know, like I did prank calls, but I never told my parents about it. You'd get caught.
Oh.
I got caught.
Like when Star 69 came out and I didn't know of its existence and me and my friend Lewis were in 5th grade calling people and it was just like a bad prank, like, is your dick on fire or something like that? And we were all excited. We had movies rented from Blockbuster. Lewis was sleeping over, my friend, and then all of us, we did that prank phone call, went downstairs, the phone rang. My mom picked up, put down the phone and she goes, who are you guys prank phone calling? And I was like, that's impossible. What, are they going to call us back? My mom's like, yeah, the guy used star 69 and he called back a number. Which one of you said dick? It was like dick or penis or something. I was like, and my mom was like, Lewis is going home, and you're like, no! It was like, it ripped my world in 5th grade. That ripped my world apart.
Got the games and the movies.
Yeah, my mom goes, and we're returning him to Blockbuster. So she dropped Lewis off.
Shut the fuck
up. And then we went,
up.
Dude, Trish, she rolled fucking hard sometimes. We went back to Blockbuster and dropped the movies off. I had to put them in the slots.
Oh, it was after hours.
Yeah, and I had to like drop it in, and I was like,
we're still paying full price for them. Yeah. It's gonna be, they're not gonna check it back in tomorrow.
I'm still gonna eat the giant box of milk toast I bought earlier. So your daughters had you prank phone call with them?
So they bring me into the room. It's them and a couple friends. And they're like, we're doing prank phone calls, Dad. And I'm like, okay. And so Isla starts off. I have 2 daughters. If you've ever seen my act, Isla's the fucking dumb one.
Hold on, but she calls and she goes, if you don't want to see your son again, I'm going to fucking murder him. You go, Dad, no, you can't prank phone call. You go, Daddy, isn't that funny? You go, there's a bomb in the building. Clack, and you're like, no.
Daddy, are you proud?
Yeah, I have your wife and I'm going to bound her up and murder her.
Daddy, am I funny?
You go, oh God, What did I do? I gotta get off the road.
If you ever see your son again, you'll leave $200,000 in unmarked bills in a trash can on the corner of Melrose and Fairfax.
When you fall asleep tonight, the world you wake up tomorrow will be different. Unless you pay $100,000 to a Swiss bank account. Here are the routing number is 91447. Write this down or your daughter dies.
Guess was that good, Daddy? Did that make you laugh? My dad's a comedian. Did that make you laugh, Daddy? I'll tell you what, I will cut your loved ones into little bits and send them to you in several FedEx boxes.
It just gets worse. It just gets worse. So Isla calls, and all she does in front of all her friends is speak in a French accent and look for Jake. She goes, hello, oui, monsieur, is Jake there?
Some guy goes, I don't know.
He's like, nah. Yeah. She's like, ha, and hangs up. I go, that's not a fucking prank phone call. You just called the wrong number. And then Georgia goes, I got this. By the way, my family and I have talked about this ad nauseum. Georgia goes, I got this. She calls up. She goes, hello. You just won a free car. And then I look at her eyes, and she realizes she already took the wrong direction, and now she's on the books of giving a free car to this guy. She goes, a Prius. White. Yes, it's this year. Hold on one second. And then she looks at me and she goes, Dad, can you take this?
She gave away
a free car to somebody.
And then she goes,
it over to you. Looks real panicked. I'm watching her eyes, but she goes, Dad, can you take this?
Oh, dude, what a way to hand it off. And she's like, I'm in too deep.
By the way, if you give me the number, the call-in number, I will have my daughter's prank call you guys, and then you guys keep them on the line and string them along.
Sure. 1,000%.
I will say, like, prank call this number. These guys would really deserve it. And then have them, and then just be like, hold on.
We gotta give them, Jacob, if you can give him the hotline number so that it doesn't go through.
I'll tell you what, my daughter, I'll tell you real quick, but my daughter not recently, about a year ago, would prank call Lewis. Like when she got a cell phone the first time, she would prank call Lewis.
Louis J. Gomez?
And he didn't know.
Shut up. Who is this?
Yeah, but like, she was doing such a terrible, like, prank call, and rather than just hanging up, he just engages it. He's like, hello. She said she would go, hello, I'm calling from the Bank of England. Do you have to deposit some money?
And he goes, well,
I swear to you, he goes, I don't have an account with the Bank of England, so I don't know what you're talking. And she goes, no, it's Louis J. Gomez, right? You have an account with the Bank of England. Do you want to deposit some money? He goes, what bank would call and have me deposit money? It's like, just hang up, Louis. You're feeding this. It's the shittiest prank call. You're supposed to just hang up on it.
If you really know me, you know I'm not allowed to leave the country. Number two, I would never deposit in a foreign bank whose dollar's not as strong as us. This isn't a good prank phone call.
Let's take our first break.
Let's take our first break, and we're going to come back with another guest.
The murderer from last night.
Yeah. Don't make a noise, dummy. It's the Bonfire.
And now, back to the Bonfire with Big J. Oakerson and Dan Soder.
Oh, man, how many times has Bert Kreischer high-fived another white guy with a beard to this song?
A lot. You have no fucking idea.
When it comes on in a bar, are you like,
chicken to China, the Chinese chicken?
Throw this on a treadmill and you'll lose your shit. I'm telling you. By the way, I got this app. By the way, this is for everyone trying to lose weight. I got an app called Trail Mix. Put this song in and then bump up the RPMs or BPMs so that you can play it a little faster and time it with your jog.
Ooh.
I'm a lifestyle brand.
Bert Kreischer joining us on the Bonfire, Comedy Central Radio, Sirius XM 95. I'm Dan Soder, that's Big J. Oakerson. And also in studio, another repeat guest from yesterday from The Party Continues, Joe DeRosa.
That was last night. Yeah. I just remember that.
And that goes bang, bang, bang.
Yeah, everyone's making fun of Lewis's.
Yeah.
Oh, man, he was getting mad. He said he wasn't getting mad, but he was getting mad.
No, he was, Joe.
He was wildly mad.
I was at the sound booth when he walked back and went, turn off their goddamn mics during the roast.
Oh, shut up.
Because they won't shut the hell up.
What does he give a shit? Who cares?
Those poor roasters, though, because I know it's a stressful thing to do a roast battle.
Oh, dude, one guy was out front before a roast, like he was going to pick up his kid that just had surgery. He was all nerdy, just pacing back and forth.
I mean, like the girl, like Lindsay Jennings, at least had she was the first one to have the sack. She's like, can we get back to the roast now?
That's funny.
I was not there. I mean, I was there, but I don't remember much of it.
so funny how much
We had a fucking blast.
Dude,
The audience had a fucking blast.
Yeah.
Louis should have been excited.
Oh no,
about
the
that.
audience was very happy that they cut the mic so at one point. We weren't even letting them get through the roast. They were like, we're going to be here for hours on end because the roast, they'd be like, so and so's is so fat that blah blah blah, and then it was just us for 5 minutes.
And then
after
Joe,
that.
what happened was Nate would say something, and then DeRosa would smash Nate, and then like Bert would laugh, and then DeRosa would go, or like, and then Louis would say something to Jay. It was just fucking great.
Yamanika consistently knitting.
Yeah,
She was knitting the entire time.
By the way, that's not a joke. That really happened.
Those are my favorite things when I said to you, where I go, my baby ain't gonna be cold this December.
I ain't gonna have no babies with no cold ass feet.
It was fun as shit. As a fan of comedy,
Oh, dude.
like I just imagine. I mean, you know what it was like? Yeah, I just had a blast. I had a blast. It
was
had
a
such a great
It was
fucking
so
time.
awesome. And fucking Devine shows up at the last minute.
Yeah. Did not want to be sitting on the dais with us, and we
No.
were like, come on, sit down.
That was so fucking fun, man. I respect Lewis's show. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but we were just having fun.
It was when he cut our mics. I think I was the start of the reason he cut mics. 'Cause I was trying to shush.
Oh no, you
I was
weren't.
trying to shush somebody.
It's the one guest that's not back from yesterday.
Is
He was just talking. He was just talking incoherently.
He was the reason I kept drinking because I looked at him. I was like, okay, this is my pace car. If I can just stay a lap behind him, I'm fine.
Do not make Nate Bargatze your pace car for drinking. Not for drinking.
Oh, the best is also, didn't you learn that from Sunday when he showed up 4 Bloody Marys deep?
Actually, the funniest fucking thing DeRosa said on that roast yesterday, it made me laugh so hard because Nate started busting Joe's balls for some reason of drinking early.
Yeah.
He's like, he's drinking early. He goes, oh yeah. He goes, you know what? He goes, I did. I called Nate at 4 o'clock and I said, I'm embarrassed to admit this, but, it's 4 in the afternoon. He goes, and I feel so shitty, man. I'm hungover. He goes, I think I need a beer right now. And he said, and then Nate just goes, well, buddy, you called the right man.
Yeah, that,
So funny.
But you know what I like about Joe? Joe for one is not a bad drunk.
Yeah.
At all.
Not at all.
No, you're not. When you get drunk, me too. I'm the same way too. I don't get like out of hand ever.
Bert's that way.
But I think you could.
It's called the Mickey Mantle gene.
Is it?
Yep, Mickey Mantle gene.
You
If you can party, but keep your shit together and work out in the morning, have a coffee, eat some Doritos, feel good, do your set, get work done. Mickey Mantle gene, long strand DNA. Keep going.
I don't know if it doesn't affect me long term. If it makes sense, like I just don't drink to the point. Like I drink till I'm like in the fun mode, and then I don't continue drinking. I don't get it to the point where I'm like, I got to hold on to the walls and shit. Only because I know that feels shitty, so I just don't.
Oh,
like,
no, see,
so I don't have the dream. I can't get like obliterated. Like, if I do get obliterated like that, my next day is fucked.
Oh,
Actually.
Joe, I'll let you answer for both of us.
I don't get out of hand. But I would say what Joe makes me laugh is like you don't even feel like Joe's getting so out of hand because like Joe, everyone else is banging out shots. Like Joe's got like a sipping whiskey with like one of those giant ice cubes in the cup. He's always like a gentleman. He goes, "No, I'm not getting hammered. It's a gentleman having a few."
Well, thank you.
That's public Joe. I know private drinking Joe.
Right from the bottle.
Yeah, I've been at McSorley's with him on 23rd. He doesn't drink like a gentleman there.
Oh, Joe pulled me into the bar the other night. I was with Ronnie B. He goes, the last time I saw you, I was on the street, and then Joe DeRosa pulled you into a bar to do a shot, and you're like, fuck it. I have no recollection of it at all.
Oh, that was the story I was going to tell yesterday. I pulled you in and I go, what are you doing? And you're like, follow me inside, and you're like, I gotta go. I'm fucking hammered. I gotta go. I'm fucking hammered. And I was like, we're doing a shot. And you're like, I'm done, dude. I'm done. I'm like, we're doing a shot. And you go, I got ready in the morning. I go, I don't give a fuck, Bert. We're doing a shot. And you go, all right, one shot. I'm fucking hammered. And then Gino, so I bought those shots for you, me, Gino, and Vecchione. Gino told me later.
Visconti.
Yeah, Gino told me later that he said Gino had just forced Vecchione to do a whiskey shot, and he said he didn't want to do it, and then he finally did it, and he just put the glass in, and he goes, I'm fucking done, I'm done. And he goes, and literally you walked in, and you were like, here's a fucking Jaeger bomb, and we made him do another shot.
Dude, that was...
Yeah, you know you told that story yesterday. Both of the stories.
I told that story yesterday?
Right back to back. Same exact fucking...
No, I didn't.
Oh, yeah. Same exact...
I did?
It was the last half hour. Things were murky, but yes, you did.
I told that story
yesterday?
You're telling that story, but here's what I was doing in my head.
Oh my God!
I'm in my
Christ on the cross.
I'm in my head going like this. Did he tell that outside or inside? And then I'm sitting there and I go, and then I look at Lou and I go, he told the story. And he goes, he told the story. And I was like, cause you know what it was? It was the second one because we were making fun of Vecchione drinking with Gino. But you know,
let me tell you,
it's been a fun week.
Let me tell you where I miss Joe DeRosa in my life, and this is our relationship has always been a very strong foundation in this, and it's like not many of my friends have the stomach to hate watch comedy. A lot of them, I don't think you're very good at it, Dan. Metzger fucking hates it, but I like watching bad comedy and hating it.
Yeah.
And I don't want to throw anybody on the bus, but we were just watching me and DeRosa were just there, and there was a comic on stage last night somewhere. I don't want to say who or where, what time it was happening, give too much away. But whatever, I don't give a shit about telling whatever I heard of the joke, but it was like, he goes, oh yeah, he goes, you know the girls like that fidget splitty on the clitty, and just right behind me I hear DeRosa go, Jesus fucking Christ. And that's just fucking, I go, I need that in my life so much. And some people you go, it's like, he goes, who's this fucking jag on stage blowing it? And they always go, no, he's actually, because people are so political and, you know,
dude, DeRosa is the best if you call him, if there's like a special out or something, and I can call Joe and be like, hey, and I know that Joe doesn't like it, and be like, did you watch this? And they'll be like, see how long you can make it through. And then you call it back and you're like, oh dude, this is real bad. He goes, it's the worst. And just teeing him off, or he goes,
I used to call Feinstein and I go, listen to me, I'm not joking. I will mail you $100 if you can make it 5 minutes into this special. And I tell you the details. And
Rachel's great for that too. Rachel's a great one to call up and be like,
man, I've known her so fucking long.
Rachel Feinstein?
I haven't seen her in years. I've known her probably
good news.
19 years.
Good news, she still dresses like a real estate agent. So you never have to worry.
Wait, I'm looking for the text between Segura, because I just texted him someone special. And then I'll show you who it is. Maybe. I don't know.
But getting the
I just texted him. I said, have you seen a special? And he went, no, why? And I went, enjoy it.
Yeah.
Dude, hate watching comedy makes me so happy.
Well, you know,
just that particular thing, it's like when it really just gives you that whelp of like cocks, sucker.
That's our sewing circle.
Why
that's
is
how
this
we're like
sad? I do it with Burr. Like Burr will be like, Burr will make me promise. What's it?
Don't read it out loud.
Bert will make me promise to not watch a special without him. Like, he'll be like, I'm coming over Thursday. You can't watch that until I get over there.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, when then we'll just sit and just go, Jesus Christ.
Some of a bitch.
Yeah.
Have you seen a special?
I don't know if I should say this, but Kurt Metzger had the funniest, like, line about, what do you guys pass it?
You'll see.
Someone's special.
Or whose special they watched and they were trashing it.
Oh, please, please, please.
Also,
I agree. Yeah. Yikers.
Joe's trying to do two things right now.
No, it's fine.
A radio show and get laid. So watching him ping back and forth.
That fucking show stunk.
That's what I'm saying. You get Joe going.
And by the way, if I give away anything about where I'm like, what the fuck is this? You're going to know exactly what it is.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, if you slip a little bit, it's like climbing up an ice hill. You slip a little bit, you're fucking, everyone's going to be like, oh, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Bill Burr and I were sitting, and me, Bill Burr, Al Madrigal, Ari Shaffir, and Tom Segura were sitting trying to think of ways to make money for all things comedy. And I said, what if we all watched people's specials together? And Burr immediately was like, no.
Yeah.
Because all we do is hate comedy.
Yeah.
Kurt said the funniest thing about hate watching comedy. He goes, I'm kind of burning him, but this is just so funny. I gotta say it. He goes, dude, you ever hate watch comedy, man? I feel like sometimes it really can get you in the right zone, you know? I'm a Gabe Iglesias man myself.
Kurt Metzger.
Oh, dude, I mean, that's what Jay and I bonded over. Was I opened for him 7 years ago?
Yeah.
And we were outside of Philly.
At my mom's house.
But what happened was we were going to drive home to New York.
Yeah.
And it starts fucking pouring rain. Jay does, we do the show where I open for him, then he does this, black room that he had been, like, he knew the guy that booked it. And it goes fucking sideways where, we've told the story on this show. Where Jay gets into it with the promoter's wife, but then the promoter's cool, and then he gets into it with the host. It was this whole thing, then this French woman shit on him outside while we were smoking cigarettes. So we're driving back to New York, and it just starts pissing down rain. And we're putting in our auxiliary jack into our phones and queuing up YouTube videos of Nick Cannon doing stand-up. So then, so then the rain just started.
You know he lost his job on America's Got Talent.
Oh, we broke
For that
that.
shitty special.
Don't worry. Oh, but dude, he got that dick down.
I'll tell you what, because he got that good dick.
Why did he lose his job?
Because he's the Lenny Bruce.
Because he said
he's the new Lenny
NBC
Bruce.
is like, he's made a bunch of references to what it stands for. One of them was like, niggas be careful, and that for some reason shut down his whole fucking career.
Like me,
now Tyra Banks looks like a goddamn bowling pin. I gotta watch her between my favorite magicians and
it's funny.
Falconers.
Yeah,
whatever the fuck shows up
at this
on that
point,
goddamn show anymore.
It's the Jabberwockies and her introducing him look like a former WNBA player, just lurking over everybody.
Hey, Cheryl Swoop's backstage said you guys are fucking cranky today. What up, Cowell?
I go, did she play for the Sparks? Who is this? But so we.
The Sparks.
The Sparks. It starts shitting down rain, and Jay goes, "Why don't we go to my mom's house? Let's get Wawa, let's get high, and let's go to my mom's house and see if we can watch the Nick Cannon special." And I'll tell you this, Bert, there were 4 or 5 times
We got Wawa. We had such a great night.
There's about 4 or 5 times where Jay made me laugh so hard I almost threw up in his mom's living room. I almost threw up my Wawa. At one point, Nick Cannon's doing this long setup for a joke, and Jay just goes, "Splat-ow!" And it made me laugh, where I was like, I was breathing like,
We just kept doing that because all his jokes basically go like that. He goes, "Oh, yeah, no, brother, getting swole now. That's why my grandfather says to me, he goes, you get Mariah Carey? Oh, you can't handle old Hasbugadoosh."
Or he's going like, he's like, you know, white motherfuckers got Tony the Tiger. We got Tyrone the Tiger. And then Jay and I on the drive home were just shitting all over that special. To the point.
Every time
y'all be up in the club like a
Every time I'm at a club that Nick Cannon was at, I always go on stage. I'll go, "Did you guys see Nick Cannon when he was here?" And they goes, "No." And I go, "Well, you didn't miss jack shit." Unless you want to see Nick Cannon do a 5th job he's not that good at.
Hey, Joe, how about we see that and we raise you? Pete Davidson used to open for Nick Cannon, and he was at Governor's in Long Island.
For real?
Jay and I got tickets from Pete Davidson and went and saw Nick Cannon at Governor's, and
I'm rubbing my feet together right now. I'm so excited.
The best part of almost of any live performance I've ever seen in my life, and the hardest I've ever laughed at any live performance, is it's all these old.
Fuck off! Hold on. What the fuck is that?
That's what he does.
That's just Nick Cannon dancing. So Bert, Nick Cannon's doing this long, drawn out bit about ending racism. About how he can end racism. Jay and I are in the very back, shitting all over the act the entire time, but to the point where we're laughing out of sync with the audience because we're making each other laugh. So he's doing this long bit where he's like, "We can end racism tonight," and then Jay, at the perfect point, just goes, and it starts a clap from the audience. Jay started a slow clap at a Nick Cannon show.
No, it was whatever it was an N-word thing he said. He goes, "Now look," he goes, "a lot of people out there," he goes, "we can end racism tonight." He goes, "Look, a lot of people say the N-word." And I just went. And it was before his punch, and then everyone in the room started, because no one was paying attention enough.
Yeah.
It's like the wrong place to clap. Because a lot of people say the N-word.
I will tell you, I love Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
I love Pete Davidson. I don't know, I really enjoy that dude. I never really partied with him, but I think I like him more partying a little bit. Because his Instagram took off when he sobered up. Yeah. I was like, "Stop with the Instagram, Pete."
Yeah, you were so much fun when you were
you were so much fun
when you were mysterious.
Well, no, he was really mysterious. I'm being for real. Like, when he was partying, he had no social presence, and which made me think, like, I literally was like, "God damn it, man, he's so mysterious." And he was always the sweetest guy in the world. I'd run into him, like, walking down the street, and he'd be like, "What's up, Bert?" Like, the nicest guy.
He's so sweet. A lot of us know him since he was like 16.
Yeah. I met him. Dan Soder and I met Pete Davidson outside of the Looney Bin in Staten Island.
Yep.
And that club, believe it or not, is not as good as it sounds.
I really had a good time watching you guys over there at the Hoybed.
I was just part of the bowling alley.
Hey, Bert Kreischer's about big failures.
That's our Pete
Davidson.
We know young Pete Davidson, and that's what he sounded
We
like.
met him. Dan and I did a show out there. We met him. Remember we had to take the fucking ferry over?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I was coming to meet you after. I went over with Soul Joel.
Yeah, you went over. So that was the guy that used to book.
I already don't want to be on that show.
It was a tough go, Bert.
I'm rubbing my feet again. I'm rubbing my feet. I was with Kevin. I was opening for Kevin Brennan. I just remember being backstage with Kevin Brennan and him being like, this fucking gig sucks, dude. That's the worst. I was like, yeah, I know, right? But, I met Pete Davidson. He's an open micer. He's 15, and he's like, I'm a big O&A fan. You're one of my favorite comics. I'm 15. I just started doing comedy.
The first time I met Pete Davidson,
2 years later, he was more famous than me.
I texted you, Joe. I texted you the first time I ever met Pete Davidson. He goes, I'm a big Joe DeRosa and Bill Burr fan. And I texted Joe. I go, I just met a 15-year-old fan of yours, and I threw my beer in his face. And Joe goes, oh, be nice to the kid. But I met Pete Davidson outside of a show, and he was smoking. And I'm like, how old are you? He's like, I'm 15. I'm like, you can't smoke. And he goes, I know, I should quit, but I just like it. And he tells me he's a fan of DeRosa and Bill Burr. I promise this is a real story. I go, Bill Burr was at Caroline's. I go, if I get you into the Caroline show, will you quit smoking? If I can get you, and he goes,
Dan, stop trying to big brother people.
First off, Joe, this was 10 years ago, and go fuck yourself because you did the same kind of shit to me. And I hate when DeRosa's the only person that'll turn on you actively, like a fucking homeless dog. DeRosa will turn on you. You didn't finish the fucking story, you putz.
I'm sorry.
Let me fucking finish it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I fucking really hate when DeRosa's like, let me bite the fucking. I'm gonna bite him in the neck when his head's turned around. You fucking disloyal twat.
You make good points.
The reason I told him I'd fucking get him into the Bill Burr show is because I was out of cigarettes and I took his fucking pack and smoked them. Because I was in the fucking bag, but you stepped in the goddamn store.
All right, I'm sorry.
Oh, fuck.
You fucking mama chooch, Dan.
Let's cool down with some Nick Cannon.
Your mama Luke. Oh, shit.
Oh, man.
I see you. What else we got here? We got,
I mean, that's, well, hold on, right? That pause right there, Jay.
I used to get ready to do a white guy voice.
Bald white man with glasses. He got, that's an undercover cop body. He got his chest all high.
I want to go individually punch the audience in the face. That's how it makes me feel. And they're like, he's got an undercover body. Like, what does that mean?
I won't say whose special it is, but there was a crowd one time where I saw guys in the audience, and I was like,
I know who it is. All right.
You
know he's trying.
I know who it is. Wow, that's amazing. And by the way, she knows who it is too.
well, you know, what are you gonna do?
You know, there's a lot of
that sentence gave everything away.
Do you know he's now full blown committed, Nick Cannon, to going like hardcore black. Now he's rapping like all the time. And we're also hip hop every day. There's a new
Black
video.
Lou says that you know this.
I'm right. Yeah.
Nick Cannon is just super annoying. Like if you look at the video that we're watching right now, he's got rosary beads and an African necklace.
Yeah.
Yet he wears turbans and tries to make it a style. Like he's just really annoying to black people. He's like Al Sharpton basically.
He had a what's the really expensive Bentley? A Shadow or something like a really like it's like a $500,000 car. Mm-hmm. My sister used to work for him. Ooh, maybe I shouldn't share the story. So one morning,
why, she's looking for work again? She's trying to get back in the good grace.
She works at Fox.
Oh, she's fine.
You burned my Nick Cannon bridge. You know
how much money that was bringing in annually?
I think her husband might work for Nick Cannon. Anyway, she goes, I'm already way too drunk to do Nick DePaul's show. We had to go drop off a script.
You are a fucking monster, dude. I love it. I can't.
Am I a monster or am I a scared little boy? We go to drop off a script at Nick Cannon's house. By the way, he has a $500,000 car. He lives in an apartment, and his car is parked on the street.
That is careless.
And I was just like,
that is careless to a new level.
Blown away. I had a $50,000 car at the time, going like, I would never park my car there.
Wait, so we had this is another Pete Davidson story. Jay and I found out about this.
I'm glad I brought Pete Davidson up. I love that guy.
He's great. He's the fucking best. Pete opened for Nick Cannon, and Nick Cannon would give him dick money. we're talking about like $200 for the weekend.
Oh, that's a fun game. Let's talk about shit clubs that don't pay anybody anything.
I'll tell you what, man. This may be the beginning of this radio show.
It was us in the stairwell. Yeah. We found out Pete Davidson sent us. He goes, "Yeah, we do all these shows on the weekend." He goes, "We $200." And you're like, Pete, that's disgusting. He's married to Mariah Carey. He goes, "Yeah, they have a candy store in their apartment."
No, at their house, their Jersey house.
At their Jersey house, they have a candy store in the house, which Jay and I, for an hour, were just doing Nick Cannon and Mariah Carey terrorizing the guy that works at the candy store.
Because they have to staff it.
They have to staff it. There's a staff.
He goes, all right, I realize, he goes, we're running low on lemon heads. He goes, but we seem to have all these hot tamales here. It's like we're like backlog. And he goes, it's because you don't like hot tamales, Nick. You're the only customer here. Yeah. Stop ordering them.
Hey, what's going on with the overabundance of the peanut butter thing? You're like, Mariah's allergic to peanut butter, and you told me to put it back there.
He goes, I don't know what to say, man. He goes, you're the only two people coming to the store, and you keep stocking things you guys don't enjoy.
So I don't know what you want to tell me.
A couple of fucking knob-offs that they have a fucking staffed candy store.
But that's insanity on the Mariah. That's Mariah Carey insanity, where you've just been famous for 20 years, where you're like, what else can make my heart move at all? How about I put a store in my house?
She got thrown out of the movie The House. Did you hear about that?
No.
Oh yeah, I heard about it.
She was pulling like diva shit on the set. They were like, get the fuck out of here. They booted her.
But next level diva shit. I saw that an article about it. Will Ferrell said they wanted her a crane. She wanted to bring in a crane shot.
Yeah, she was demanding her own shots.
Yeah.
The director's like, you're not the fucking director. What are you doing?
By the way, sidebar
the thing I like to picture is her at her house at the end of the night, like closing up the candy shop, like pulling down in their house, like a spray painted graffiti, and have to put a padlock on it. He goes, and then, I goes, well, it's my nest egg right here. My in-house store.
This is the thing that keeps us beating.
I used to hear that Chelsea Handler repair openers $5,000.
Would what?
See, that's great.
Good. Yeah, right? Yeah. And fly them on a private jet.
I know Amy. Amy's very good to her.
Amy takes care of her openers.
Throw a number on it. Like, I want to hear a number.
Is this the store?
This number's going to make you...
Wait. Tell me the number. I think it'll make me sad.
Oh my God, I've never seen the candy room before.
This is the candy room. He's wearing a candy.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me?
Favorite candy nerds. But it's one of those things where
I hate them.
We all have crazy dreams as a kid of like, oh, when I get older, I'm gonna have a candy store in my house. And you know, when I got the ability to be able to do it, I said, hey, why not? It's fun.
Cool. I hope I get successful enough to live out my dreams of getting my parents back together when I was a kid. That was my dream. So I'm gonna Haitian zombie my dad and make him marry my mom.
I was like, I want my house to be built like a rocket ship to space. When I was 7, I said that, and now Jay? It's like I'm going to build a rocket ship to space house.
My neighbors hate me. It's a ton of construction.
He goes, the jet fuel prices are a lot, but I'm doing okay for myself.
I wanted to play for the 1994 Chicago Blackhawks.
So I reorganized.
So I got Steve Larimer, Jeremy Roenick, Ed Belfour, and everybody, and I put them on the ice.
So Jeremy Roenick, if you will.
Michel Goulet wasn't down with it, but I kidnapped his daughter. He's here.
I gotta admit that is nowhere near as bad as I wanted it to be. That just looks like a shitty empty room that they put candy in.
Yeah.
Like,
sort of.
Like a racquetball court that's filled with candy.
I think we're not seeing the full thing. But again, this cornball here wearing a nerd shirt and this thing is like now, Christine, go on World Star Hip Hop today. It's called like the Black Squad. Like his rap troupe now. This. And it's like he wears a turban and he's just like, he's always the last. And like the lyrics, he just said, he was like, what is this bullshit?
Oh, is rolling outside, is
he coming for Bert?
Have to leave. All right, I'm leaving. Hey, by the way, not shitting on it at all. I'm so excited to meet Nick DiPaolo.
Fucking
I'm
Bert,
so
Bert,
fucking excited. Guys, I love you guys. My website's blooka, blooka, blooka. Hey, we're partying after this, right?
We're gonna meet you later on the night.
Yeah. I'll just text you, okay?
I'll take it.
I love you guys.
You leave tomorrow?
I
2.
Oh, okay. Great.
Go to Omaha. Chris Porter's there all weekend.
Radio at 9 a.m.
Jim and Sam?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. They talked about you.
But then I got Bennington at 2. I don't know if I can go out tonight.
Joe.
That's not going to happen.
Joe. Well, I know a guy who thought he couldn't get through the lyrics of a song on Dirty Dancing and got through it.
Yeah, check out Bert.
Secret Time? I'm coming.
Secret Time. Bert Kreischer, everybody.
I love you guys.
We'll be right back.
I
love you too, buddy. We'll be right back with Joe DeRosa's hanging in there for the rest of the show. It is the Bonfire.
Hey, it's Joe DeRosa. You're listening to the Big Old Bonfire with my pals Big J. Oakerson and Dickie Dan Soder. Have fun, fuckos.
That's right. We're doing songs with the word week in it because this is our first full week of the Bonfire.
Yeah.
It's been a celebration. Bert Kreischer just took off. Joe DeRosa is still hanging out with us.
Yes.
It's been a wild party, dude.
It's been a crazy wild party.
It's been my Johnny Carson sounds too much like Jeff Goldblum. It's been like a wild jungle cat.
Drink deep. The plasma pool. Did you know that we're big fans of The Fly, Jay and I. Did you know?
All things Goldblum.
Yeah, did you know, remember that speech he does in the diner when he's like putting all that sugar in his coffee? And he's going, taste the flesh. It's a rebirth. It's a rebirth of flesh. I've been put back together. It's like the craziest fucking speech in the whole movie. And he nails it. I found out on the bonus features of the Blu-ray that he wrote that whole speech.
Really?
Yeah, went to David Cronenberg was like, I feel like he would do a speech about this. And David Cronenberg was like, yeah, dude, do it. Like, sounds good to me.
I always go, life, finds a way.
Joe DeRosa, JoeDeRosa.com. Check him out. And Big J. Oakerson's going to be at the Dead Crow Comedy Club in Wilmington, North Carolina, Friday, July 7th and Saturday, July 8th. So go get tickets at BigJComedy.com and go to CISO.com to see season 1 and 2 of What's Your Fucking Deal with both Joe and I on that.
And of course, Dan Soder's new half-hour special, the stand-up, premieres on Netflix July 4th. Make sure you check it out. Also, Nate, who was in here this week, is going to be on that. Dan's also coming home. The Denver Comedy Works Thursday, June 29th through Saturday, July 1st. Get your tickets at dansoder.com. And always follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at The Bonfire SXM. I got a note here on my computer from Black Lou, not you, White Lou, but Black Lou, that says, what's up with Nick Cannon's turban? Black people are not accepting him the way he believes they are.
There's a great
He tried to really do it. He tried to do a jump out of this mainstream world, be like, sorry, black people, I'm back now. And everyone's like, beat it, you goober.
Yeah. Black Lou gives the thumbs up. Because it's true, there was a meme going around of Jay-Z and Beyonce, like Nick Cannon walked by them at a basketball game in the turban, and they both gave him a look like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
But did you hate? Now here's the thing. I've always thought he was sort of a cornball. But that said, I love the movie Drumline.
Come on.
Love it. Don't hate. I don't hate Underclassmen, where he's undercover.
I'll tell you this, I know what it was, and I was ready for it, and I kind of enjoyed his acting in it.
I got no problem with either of those movies. I don't dislike him as an actor. I actually thought he was very good. I thought he was very good at hosting AGT. I thought what he did, what they needed on that show, he did a great job at. Did you, Black Lou, did you hate him and his thing, or were you like, that's his thing, like, make your money? Is that how you felt before this? And now you're like...
It's kind of annoying because you know that he's trying to do that just to get the notoriety.
Yeah, I've turned on him now.
Right.
And since he started, when he really dove into like, hey, all right, I'm trying stand up now.
No, he didn't.
And then it's like, oh, and I'm doing a special.
This is why I didn't like him. It wasn't that, I'm trying stand up now. That's not how he came at it. He came at it as, I'm back. I'm back to my first love. I'm doing stand up. I started when I was 12.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Fuck, your parents made you do that. And then now you're acting like you're a diehard stand-up fan. Go fuck yourself.
But say you just jump back in from the second of like going back to it, quote unquote back to it.
Yeah.
I mean, he did it for like under a year before he was like, all right, now I'm going to pop a big special out. I'm like,
wait,
a special?
I don't mean to cut you. It was only a year? Because I listen to a lot of podcasts where he's on it, and he makes it seem like he was doing stand-up for 4 or 5 years.
I don't know that.
No. We might be mistaking on what he's had since he's come back to comedy. 3-hour specials.
He's prolific.
In
3-hour specials.
2 years?
In 5 years.
And they're all garbage.
It's front to back.
Yeah.
But I think when we went down to Philly, that was like 6 years ago.
But I'm not mad at him for it being not good comedy in
2011.
Being a 5-year comic.
Yeah, with 3
it's around that level. It's all on that level of comedy. I'm not saying it's like, but like,
yeah, but it's like when new comics
you'll
sell
never
CDs.
laugh. He doesn't even have like a joke where you're like, listen, the shittiest special of like a seasoned comic. There's something on it that you're going to be like, all right, that's like pretty funny. I guess that's funny.
Even the people, I don't know. There's been some ones.
Look, as much shit as Schumer's special got, and I watched it, and it got a lot of shit, very publicly. When I watched it, I was like, I'm going to watch it and see how bad it is. And like, you know, there was a few times during it, and I didn't like, I don't have a strong argument to go to people and be like, you're fucking crazy, it's the shit. So I don't argue the point of it. It's subjective either way. But I said, in it, where I agree it wasn't like the strongest thing I've seen her do, I was like, there's 3 or 4 times where I was like, that's funny. Yeah. Like, she's a professional comic. You know what I mean?
Yes.
She does not know what she's doing. She may be rushing specials out. I don't know if that's, whatever her thing
is. There's a difference between being
her special not being great is a symptom of like her time and her whatever she's able to make happen, you know, her lifestyle. He's like, I'm just going to learn. I'm just going to get on stage and see do I have an hour of things I can say, like fill time for an hour.
Those jokes or that crowd work that we just watched was terrible.
Dude, that's the first one we watched, me and Dan. It's like that. He goes, oh, I got my wife friend here in the front row. Are you, Bob? He just does like the most.
But that thing like that crowd work that makes no sense where he goes, this guy got undercover cop body. He's puffing his chest off. It's like, what?
Yeah.
That's not like a thing. None of that makes sense.
What were you going to say, Black Blue?
The most frustrating thing about it is that you guys are all better than him at comedy.
Yeah.
And you're better than him at radio. Because he did radio for a short time period.
Oh, at 92.3 now when I got fired from K-Rock.
Right. So why does he get all these followers and he's like, it's just annoying.
Because he's
get out of the way.
Listen,
it
is, well, here's the thing though. It is what it is, and we all have to come to terms with the fact that the general public is fucking stupid. And very, very seldomly does somebody who is really a killer or a true beast artistically at what they do become that famous. It's just not the way it works.
You're saying like it's like more like applesauce. They can just put it down.
Yeah, it doesn't work. But you can name any singer that fucking famous that's amazing where you're like, I respect the shit out of them.
Yeah.
It just doesn't
exist. Out of the voice, I think great voice singers can rise to the top. Some don't, obviously.
Yeah.
That's luck of the draw.
But give me one here, I'm saying.
Adele.
An amazing voice singer. Yeah,
Adele, Lady Gaga are the two I can think of right now.
Right, but you're saying I'm
Jacob, were you going to say Mel Torme?
No. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm saying it's
Amy Winehouse,
Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, like
it's seldom
the divas.
Happens. Huh?
I feel like when people are, it's almost like a thing where it's like there's a lot of shit that comes up, but then also like I feel like the greatness kind of like rises up as well. Like if you're truly, like I feel like a lot of guys, even guys like Louis C.K., where it took like 15, 20 years before they were a household name, but then it hit and you're like,
sure,
great,
there's
Bill
exceptions.
Burr, you know?
But Bill's not celebrity famous. Bill's famous.
You're saying like Bill.
I'm saying the majority of the time.
Yeah. You're talking about mega famous people.
The average actor you see in a blockbuster movie stinks. For every.
Someone said that argument recently. They were like, Tom Cruise is not a very good actor.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, and I respect him. He's charismatic and shit.
Sure.
But like, you look at big movies that come out, like George Clooney is one of the only real deal dudes. Like, it's like that motherfucker knows his craft.
Brad Pitt.
I think Brad Pitt is a good actor. Yeah. Meryl Streep knows her craft. For one Meryl Streep though, you got 5 fucking,
Tiffany Amber Thiessen?
Sure.
Yeah, but there's Meryl Streep doesn't have a shelf life. And if you get hired as a young, hot chick to act, you have a very little shelf life.
Oh, look at fucking Christine saying Tiffany Amber Thiessen has a shelf life.
You're saying that she's got
jealous much?
How's this for a shelf life? How's this for shelf life, Christine? Saved by the Bell and then 90210.
Oh, Christine, your little girl dream of getting fucking bukkaked by Slater and Mark Paul Gosselaar.
MPG?
It's just you're not gonna. It's just never. Look, you look at a band like, for instance, Motorhead, who is arguably the greatest heavy metal band of all time. The inventors of thrash. Like they could play the fuck out of their instruments. I mean, it was like they were no fucking joke. Were they popular? Absolutely. Did they have a following? Absolutely.
Are they gods of rock? No.
They were never a tenth as popular as Poison was. You know what I mean? It's like a band like that isn't going to become most of the time. Sometimes a Metallica slips through.
Yeah.
You know?
But there's like, for every Dave Chappelle, there's like 5.
There's 5 Nick Cannons. Yeah. That's my point. That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, there's also, it's like, I feel like especially after this weekend and what's happened in the podcast and seeing the type of fans that, are starting to come into comedy, like it is kind of cultish. And that's the same thing with Motorhead. It's like, it's kind of cultish.
Well,
like it might not be the most mainstream
that's how, I think that's how
you're not movie stars.
But I think that's an element of fandom is that cultish, because I'm a big Queens of the Stone Age fan. I took my cousin who had never seen him to the Barclay show, and we're leaving, and this drunk girl's like, after the concert, that energy of like, I just saw the band I like. And she's talking to my cousin as we're walking down the stairs of the subway, and he's like, oh, that was the first time I don't know them. And she goes, you don't fucking know them? And you're like, hey, shut up, dummy. This is how you get new fans for them.
Right.
You don't yell at them for not knowing who they are.
You know what it is, though? It's like, and Fenoya points it out all the time. He says it. Like, he's made, over the last couple of years, it's funny how many times it's come up between me and him with this show, getting pop, whatever it be, the hour specials. I mean, you both did, over the last year. And just the networking of people, as we said earlier in our groupings of friends, between Ari, Shafir, whatever. It is, he goes, you start building a fan base. It's kind of neat when you get it where it's like, sure, you're not just like, good example is Pete Davidson. His fame came right out of the gates and then right to SNL. So like, his fans are coming to see him. Like, he could fill a room for sure. He could sell out a theater. He could do whatever like that. Yeah. But there's something about like when they're connected to you through something like a little more personal, whether it be like through stand up, so like seeing you a lot do stand up. And then, or in radio, podcast, things like that, they get like, and he always says, because he's such a fan of Fish and the Grateful Dead, he goes, you get these people, I think Skankfest this weekend was so evident of that, like, they were, because they weren't just there because they knew Legion of Skanks. Like, when we, did the Skanks, Bonfire crossover, like, when they mentioned, like, the Bonfire going 4 days a week, like, the whole crowd, so they know it all, and they're just so tied in, and because of us, they know.
But that's.
And I said that, but those people will, but they live and die by it. They show up and they, you know, it's like, that means something worse versus being just, I think like, that's the point, a casual fan of, like, it's like, oh, I like, you know, comedy.
But I think that's the point that Joe's making.
Yeah, like, the average person is not that person.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
No, right.
So comedy should, at its best, should be like the true metal or punk rock or gangster rap or whatever. It should not ever be Nick Cannon.
It's top 40.
Ever.
It's like the top 40
That's
of
top 40
comedy.
It's like, it's the reason why comedy clubs should never exist in a mall. They just shouldn't. It's like, there's no more sterile environment.
Boy, do they, though.
Yeah.
I know.
God,
and look, I love a nice mall. I'll cruise around a mall, buy some fucking
I like a nice
skinnies.
mall.
But, but, you know, I'll get a fucking froyo.
But Orange Julius on an afternoon?
Fuck that shit.
I'll dip
No, I don't like creamsicles. It tastes too much like creamsicle to me.
All right.
I'll dip my dick into a famous footwear.
Broken taste.
I don't give a shit.
But my point is,
I wish KB was still around.
malls are meant for shopping and being sterile. That's what a mall is supposed to be, a sterile, clean place to buy safe things.
Then you find that these malls that have comedy clubs, they also keep open. This is several around the country where they have. They also keep open, like, in an empty mall at night, like, another bar or two in the mall stay open because the comedy club lets out. There's this weird after-hours mall hang.
Oh, it's always the
like
worst bar.
It's
always like Sammy Hagar's Tequila Land.
Yeah, it's like the Corona Lounge.
There was one where, there was a comedy club, I won't say which it is, it was next to a Toby Keith restaurant. I was like, this weekend's gonna be a problem.
I love dick kicking America, Toby Keith.
I know, and I'll put my finger for this. Exactly what club you're talking about. I know exactly what club you're talking about. It is sandwiched between the Toby Keith place and then the place on the other side of it is some sort of goddamn like, hey, come on in for the Cowboys at the Mall bar.
Yeah,
there's like, a bucking boy.
Do y'all want a boot, a beer? And you
Rosemont Zanies, though?
No,
I've never been to Rosemont Zanies.
That's the guy, it used to have a Toby Keith next to it. The Denver Improv had a Toby Keith next to it.
So funny.
But Syracuse Funny Bone in a mall.
Fuck all that.
Totally in a mall.
Actually, but the Syracuse Funny Bone is a good room. It's just in a mall, which is weird. Like, I had much better shows in there than I thought I was going to have, considering what it was.
Yeah,
mall comedy.
Whatchamacallit? They got the Mall of America.
That was, I
mean, that's like, you don't know. Listen,
I love sucking out a Jamba Juice before
it doesn't matter. Listen, it doesn't matter. When you're drawing your own audience to some degree, it kind of, that's what I'm saying. So, like, I have enough people coming out on a weekend now where it's like, it doesn't really matter. Like, the shows will be fine wherever they're at, but it's like this, the vibe of what you're walking past.
That's what I'm saying.
To go, it's like, hey, I'm going to pop in the Chapters on my way to my comedy club.
Look,
is that Cold Stone open before I walk in?
Mrs. Field?
I think I'm going to take a stroll through the food court and get some less desirable pizza before I go entertain a crowd.
I've without question had...
You shouldn't walk to a comedy show eating to-go Sparrows.
I've without question had far more great shows in mall comedy clubs than bad ones.
Sure.
But it's just the energy. It's like doing a show when it's light outside. It's like fucking, you know, it's like doing a show show where they don't sell booze. It's just, I don't know. It's just.
Or when there's a raffle in front of it, that just changes.
Fucking raffle. Anything where they're tying food in, like, there's a buffet.
Oh, how about where the food's? How about where the food's a place? It's great for you to eat food, but when it's like the food's great, and you see there is nothing more deflating to me than looking down and seeing somebody laughing while really just fucking taking a slice into a fucking ribeye.
Yeah,
like, what's happening, man?
Oh man, you really feel. You know that you.
Can I get
really
a side salad? If you have to say, can I substitute a salad for fries when you're ordering your comedy club food? It's too involved.
Yeah, you also really feel like a court jester when they're just eating their food.
Yeah,
and you're like, my mom raised me by yourself. And they're like, oh, have you guys tried the salmon here? It's got a glaze on it.
Yeah. He goes, can I get some more garlic butter?
Good bit.
Yeah. If the word reduction has ever been uttered in your club, you're not doing it right. It's just, I don't know. I'm just kind of, I don't know.
Should we watch this Nick Cannon?
Oh, yeah. So we're going to take our last break here, very shortly. So, let's watch Nick Cannon. Yeah, I agree. Let's get through this.
You saw
it's going to take us forever to get through it. You could jump ahead to Nick Cannon's. Well, let the song play for a minute so you get the vibe of the song.
Okay. You only got 24 hours to live, my man. Do what you got to do.
Black Lou is legitimately angry.
Oh, he doesn't like it.
Oh.
Here's why. Here's why. 'Cause he's coming back to do. He's going like, all right. White America got mad at me for this thing with NBC,
all right.
so he's
Black
going
Lou,
like,
pause the video, Christine. Oh, he's rapping. Oh, one of the guys is in a while and out.
No, he goes last. Yeah, he goes.
Listen to that shitty generic beat. That literally sounds like it came out of like a licensed music library.
Yeah,
it's terrible.
What are you saying, Black Lou?
I follow battle rap.
Yeah.
So what he did was, because he's a weak rapper, he got every good battle rapper that he could possibly find to put them on this song.
Yeah.
To make sure the
Oh, is
song
that what
up.
it is? These guys are all
Conceited,
Hitman
Charlie
Holla
Clips.
is a fantastic battle rapper.
Hitman Holla.
Charlie Clips, Conceited, they are battle rappers that will go into the hood, the heart of the hood, and battle anybody that brings or is brought to them.
Yeah.
So the fact that he put them on this song is weak sauce.
So it's like doing a comedy tour with like, where you get like, you pay like.
It's like an opener trying to say, Dan, Jay, come with me. We're going to do a show. I'm not really sure who the headliner is, but maybe you could help me out and do this. This is exactly what that is.
And then he headlines. And then he goes, you know what? I'm going to go up at the end.
Right. Exactly.
I'm going to go up at the end and do 10 minutes. And this is hack crowd work. Where are you from? Oh, I've been there.
So get yourself a little taste of what the rest of the guys do.
Now let's go to Nick Cannon.
I also don't feel like Nick Cannon, really is into a good old-fashioned hood hang. Doesn't strike me as he's into having a good hood hang.
He's the chair of Teen Nick.
He's such a... Yeah,
are you kidding me?
Come on.
Here it comes.
Why fuck lupus?
Because he has lupus.
He has lupus?
He does?
Yeah, he's sick. He definitely has a thing that's wrong.
Well, you know what? I'm glad that he is. Also, there's going to be there's going to be a tattoo artist that goes, wait, you want me to tattoo fuck lupus? He goes, is that like, you mean Lucas? He goes, no, lupus. He goes,
so he has lupus?
He has, he's all.
Isn't this an Orny Adams joke from comedian?
Can you look up,
I'll look it up.
Look up what he's sick with. No, look it up real quick now.
I'll tell you what he's sick with it.
He's sick with it.
I'll tell you what he's sick with. He's sick with it.
Oh, homie's sick with it.
He is jacked. I mean,
he's in great shape.
Nick
he
Cannon
gets
battles lupus in hospital. Look at that.
Yeah. He keeps having reoccurring things with it too. And like I said, he really is.
You should do a diss track on lupus. You fucking me up, lupus, but I'm back now.
In his appearances on Stern, they've progressively gotten less likable. Like when he came on the very first time, I was like, he's not unlikable at all. I like him on AGT, I told you. There's movies of his that I have no problem with. Mm-hmm. It's stepping out of this weird thing to be like, well, I'm famous, so it'll be easy for me to do comedy.
It's what we brought up with Cory Feldman. It's what we brought up with all that, where you're so famous that you feel like you can just do these things that make you look like an asshole, and no one's going to call you an asshole.
Before we get out of here today, we haven't watched the video of Cory Feldman fights with microphone.
All right, now let's go back to this real quick.
Let's get through this, and we'll take our last break.
He's not a bad rapper.
Huh?
He's not a bad rapper. It's just transparent because it's just Nick Cannon doing like a character.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
But he's actually a decent rapper. Like, it's just,
Well, he's released albums his whole
he also,
career.
who knows if he's even writing any of the fucking lyrics.
Yeah.
But
What do you think, Black Lou? Do you say he's not a terrible rapper? It's just hard. You can't buy it.
I love Joe DeRosa, but I don't understand what he's talking about. This guy is trash. And
is it really?
He's not, but you gotta put the Nick Cannon out of it.
You were here yesterday, right? You were here yesterday, right?
Yeah.
And you suggested all the Wu-Tang songs.
Right.
And you're gonna tell me that Nick Cannon's
I'm telling you right now, if you were just in your car, you didn't know it was Nick Cannon, you heard that verse, you'd be like, oh yeah, this guy's okay. Like, you wouldn't be like, this is terrible.
He's doing it. Like, he knows how to do it.
You're like, he connects the words fine and everything.
Are you a rap fan?
I'm a huge rap fan.
So how do you feel about the new rap today compared to Nick Cannon? For example, like a Lil Yachty.
I don't like any of the new, I shouldn't say any of the new shit, but I like older sounding shit. Like, my favorite new group is Czarface. With Inspector Deck and Esoteric and 7L.
Right.
Because they sound like
Joe DeRosa way.
There's me rapping. Well, this is a comedy song, so.
That is comedy.
Oh, I thought that was like, you sound like a lot
Joe
like
stole that beat.
Oh.
Anthony Jeselnik did tell me that he loved my verse on this and memorized it.
I love this. I don't know how this hasn't come back around.
Can we hear it?
Can we hear it, please? I want to hear Joe DeRosa laying it down.
I want to hear him spit.
I missed that shirt.
Who are the 5 best rappers of all time? Joe DeRosa.
Got a tattoo across my head says "fuck lupus."
I go, oh, he bit
So
your
the joke of the song was it's called Headliner, and it was supposed to be like this boss track, like I'm a headliner, bitch. But then all the lyrics are about like how shitty it is.
Yeah.
But you're still doing it like you're bragging.
Was that Ted Alexandra?
Yeah, Ted Alexandra has a line. He's like, yeah, I did Conan. Yeah, I did Letterman.
That's great.
Yeah. Go, let's play.
Who made this?
Let's hear it.
Tom McCaffrey on when he did the,
yeah.
Can we hear it?
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize.
I get 1,200 a week every time I free. That means I make 3/4 of my rent to speak. That don't include travel, that's alright with me. Cause I get all the Jaeger bombs I want for free. To connect in flights with that window seat. Ball up the jacket so the Joe can sleep. Took a cab from the airport, hope they reimburse. Early show is the night, I'm trying not to curse. She saw that girl staring at me, yeah, the one from the crowd. Hey, I know she was big, but she was laughing real loud. And you may choose to criticize the way I get down, but now I got a fact chick to fuck when I come to town. Yo, the booker of this club is a fucking D-word. Gonna fire me because I said the C-word. I told him it's the late show, this crowd is eager to hear some dirty shit, so don't try to deter. But still, do I really have to tell you again? I've been on Byron Allen, Carson Daly, premium brand, bitch.
I forgot the
Black Lou. What do you feel about Little Dicky?
That was not bad.
No, that's Joe DeRosa.
I don't know his face. I just know his
Little
raps.
Dicky.
He's good. He's fantastic.
Yeah, he's really good.
He's definitely
You
good.
like him, Joe?
I like this guy.
Oh, that's right. We watched together.
I wish.
I get what your point was. Your point made sense to me.
Use your
but I do like
powers
Little
for
Dicky.
good. Be a good rapper. Stop getting up there and being the 97th white dude to have a song where it's like, get it, it's funny because I'm trying to be sexy, but I'm corny and white. It's like, stop.
When Joe pointed, that's the only thing he said that hurt, 'cause I still continue to like Little Dicky. I think he's really talented.
We were all watching him together.
But I know, but Joe said that thing when I kept looking over Joe and he was giving like stink face, and I finally said to him, I was like, what is it, dude? He goes, take the music away from this. Are these jokes, if just a comic was telling these jokes, like this level of joke, would you think it was good? And I just listened to the next 3 things and I was like, no. He's right. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
He's right. I wouldn't like the jokes. The jokes are very basic, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, it's like basic, like, you know, small dick jokes and.
Yeah, when you.
I'm not good at being
when
cool. When
someone boils something down and shows a light on it in a way that you can't argue, we just go, fuck, that's really.
I just, look, this is what kills me about, and look, I did funny music, so I can't, you know, I don't do it anymore because I don't.
You stepped away from that.
I don't like it anymore.
The game was too dangerous.
So I can't say
I didn't know I was trying to be funny.
I can't say I'm above doing it because I have done it. But here's the thing, it's like, at what point do you draw the line and go, okay, this is good, but the guy that gets up and does the song parody is a hack? It's like, it's all kind of shitty.
Yeah.
Like Flight of the Conchords, next level shit. They're brilliant. Tenacious D, fucking brilliant. Like, there are certain groups that take it to this place where I'm like, man, nobody did it like that before, and that's really fucking funny. But like, Little Dicky, I mean, he's a really good rapper. I wish he would just fucking rap. Like, I like the songs where he wasn't trying to be funny.
Yeah, I heard you on that because I was like, yes, you're right. He's so talented at the actual craft of, like, you know, like the way he sounds on a microphone. In fact, Christine, do that. Bring up the 106 in Park,
Yeah.
clip. I want you to hear that because he's not trying to be funny in that. He just does this freestyle thing.
That's why I was excited to see him, because you told me about that.
Yeah, and I say, we're bringing up here, because this is it's only like, whatever, it's like 30 seconds or whatever, but it's so fucking good.
What is?
His 106 in Park, just it's not to be funny. There's no like theme funny to it. It's just him, like doing, it's on YouTube. It's just him like, they said it's definitely not a freestyle. They say it's freestyle, but none of those guys do on those things.
I think
you know what I'm talking about?
Genuine.
Black Lou, you know what I'm talking about?
I've never seen it. I'm excited.
I think this will impress everybody. It's going to turn you around a little big time, Joe.
There's an ad.
That's okay. Oh, it's a full ad? Perfect. I was hoping for.
You know what I just thought of?
Skip it.
Remember how hard we used to laugh at because here at me, KG, come out of the side hat.
Yeah.
You turn us up. You get the other way. He's there.
He's great. He's great.
He's really talented.
Yeah. I'm just impressed with the breath control because I'm running out of breath watching that. Where I'm like, God, you breathe. Like you're waking up from an autoerotic asphyxiation cum. Oh God, I was either battle rapping or coming when I was being choked.
Jeez. Let's take our last break and then we'll come back and ride this thing to the fucking house.
Oh.
I'll take this shit to the motherfucking house, everybody. With Joe DeRosa, it's the Bonfire.
And now, back to the Bonfire with Big J. Oakerson and Dan Soder.
That's why we ran out of songs with weak in the right context. So I just picked Belinda Carlisle, I Get Weak.
Nice.
We're spinning tracks all day here on Sirius XM 95, Country Radio. It's the Bonfire.
Big J. Oakerson, Dan Soder, sitting in with us, Joe DeRosa.
Thank you for having
here.
me.
Dude, thank you for being here. And
it's my fucking pleasure, man.
All right.
Bobby Hooch.
All right.
Bobby Hutch, whose birthday was last night, sent us this, right, Christine? Bobby Hutch, one of the producers of Legion of Skanks. Big time listener to the Bonfire. He sent us this video that's only in I don't know anything about it. I haven't seen it. Did you see it yet?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I haven't seen
People
it.
tweeted it at me on my birthday. It was my birthday present this weekend.
Now,
so it happened this last week.
I'd like to say that we are T-minus 19 days.
July 16th,
away, everybody. Yeah. Right before the Montreal Comedy Festival.
Yeah.
We are right before our 3-year anniversary.
Yeah.
Right before all that. 2-year anniversary. I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. Right before our 2-year anniversary, we are going to be.
I'm looking at my calendar right now.
Standing
it's gonna be great.
In front of the magic that is Cory Feldman at the Highline Ballroom.
So you bought your tickets, you're going down.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we got the tickets.
Someone asked me about
we
that.
We bought meet and greet tickets. Turns out, he keeps arguing when people online, can't wait to meet you. He goes, I told everybody I'm not doing a meet and greet.
Why?
It's my B-day.
I gotta be with the Angels.
Come on, it's my B-day. I don't want to hang out and meet and then greet.
So what is this video here? He's fighting with a microphone?
Well, are you familiar with this music?
Yeah, it's ass.
Oh, it is ass to the umpteenth degree. This guy, Cory Feldman makes Nick Cannon look high lev.
He makes him look like Kendrick Lamar.
He goes, what a lyricist.
Oh, look at his, we're all blocked.
Yeah, he's blocked. I mean, we're
all blocked.
No one can get a hold of him.
You ain't down with the Bonfire until you're blocked by Cory Feldman.
You're not a real member. You're not a real camper.
I don't think I'm blocked by anybody but him.
I think he's the only person I'm blocked by.
There's a couple fucking left-wing bloggers the blog man. I don't know why they.
I will tell you what's so disappointing about this latest turn with Cory Feldman. Remember when they had the two Corys reality show? He had his goddamn head on straight. Haim would come in and be like, we gotta do Lost Boys too, and Feldman would go in the confession and be like, I don't know how to tell, man, it's over. Like, we had our moment, like, I'm just trying to be married and live a life, and it's like, he was so fucking level, and I was like, I love this dude. And then he disappeared.
His
and
divorce
then went
maybe did it. Maybe a divorce did it, because this thing where he's got these fucking weird teenage runaway sex slaves running around his house is fucking bizarre. They all have to live with him. Yeah. They all have to eat a certain diet. He's crazy. He's off his rocker, and he
not
believes,
a fan of us.
He is not a fan of us. But he absolutely is. I can't wait to watch him perform live music and just be every bit as good. I mean,
he looks so together in the
Cory Feldman. Cory Feldman doing a fucking robot dance in front of me is going to make me so happy. It's just happiness. I just feel like I'm going to feel good about it.
He lost his fucking mind, man. He's wearing those fucking weird hoods and shit now. Like,
oh, he's gone,
what the
dude.
fuck is he doing?
Probably drugs and drink. I mean, there's
doing drugs and running like his own version of a Playboy mansion.
Yeah. Or are you guys just haters? Haters. And I think you guys don't understand he's on the drug of positivity, but you guys aren't on it, so you don't understand the high.
Yeah, everything now is also like, you know, how to be positive about everything.
You know what? I'm going full Feld Dog now. I'm Team Feld Dog.
Well, let's see
He's our leader.
Let's see this motherfucking video.
This video is called Cory Feldman versus microphone.
It's 21 seconds, so you gotta listen. He's warming up his guitar.
By the way, I know what happened to him there. You can tell what happened, right?
Yeah,
the stand is uneven, and when he stepped on it, it pushed the mic forward. He stepped on it by accident, and it pushed
but
it
in the Seaman's defense, in defense of the
Feld Dog.
Seaman,
It's not Seaman, it's Feld Dog.
you can see the guy cuts it. He is laughing.
Oh no, he does. Yeah, he does.
So
I don't like this as much as I thought I would, because I think he kind of gets the joke too.
Yeah, you can see.
He's like, what a doof. He definitely laughs.
Let me see. You can see. I want to see if you can watch him turn away and laugh.
You can, yeah. But he's so serious before it, which keeps him as a hand job in my head.
Lou Witzke on the noise, White Lou, nailing the...
Hey, Cory Feldman gets it, guys.
He looks like... that lighting makes him look like an old Ukrainian grandmother.
I'll tell you what, how many times I've taken a microphone to the teeth in this goddamn career?
Gotta keep rolling.
In this crazy business of show?
It was in Bellingham, Washington?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Jesus Christ. He looks like he's performing at Union Hall.
Oh, dude, I mean, he's doing Highline Ballroom here. That's what he's doing.
What is Highline Ballroom?
You know the
It's a venue out by the Highline.
Don't you know the
Is
Highline?
it a big space?
Decent. No, it's nothing that's like mega impressive. It's a good place, though.
He's doing the HLB?
Oh, yeah, dude. He's headlining HLB, bro. You're going to catch Feld Dog at HLB?
But it's a team outing. We're going, and then now we're not going to meet him because we can't.
700.
Man, I wish I lived here. I would go to that.
Stay.
Dude, just never leave.
When is it?
July 17th.
July 16th, Sunday.
You guys get me a fucking radio show, I'll move back here.
Yeah, sure.
July 16th. Well, the Comedy Central folks are here if you want to talk to them.
After the show, why don't you just take them aside?
We're very lonely on this network.
I know. You guys are the only show, right?
Well, it's in our contracts.
You're the Imuses of
They talked about maybe a Dan St. Germain coming, and I said, fuck off.
Possibly a Kyle Kinane. I'd lay down flat in front of the tank. You'll take my life before I'll even have another goddamn human on this
I won't
channel.
even feel the idea.
I won't. Canned stand up and Jay and I.
That's hilarious.
We're working on our new contracts. Eventually, are going to be that.
No
also,
eye contact.
That also, all the stand up on the channel is just me and Dan stand up too.
And it's
a small catalog, and there's a lot of repeating.
As it fucking should be, dude.
Yeah.
I ain't got no problem with that.
I'm so amped up to see Cory Feldman. I'm as excited for that as I am to go see 9 Inch Nails and Tribe Called Quest at Panorama. And I love those bands.
9 Inch Nails is going to suck dingus.
Why is that, you say?
Because they suck.
No, they do. What? No, they
what
don't.
do you mean? I'm not a diehard.
I saw them
Here's
at
my take
Lollapalooza
on
3
it.
years
This is
ago.
why I have the theory that they're going to suck.
Mm-hmm.
When you put out a bunch of albums that don't have good songs on them, the concert probably won't be that good.
They were just on I'll tell you what, I don't know what
I'm not being a douche. They're not bad.
I don't know what David Lynch owes to Trent Reznor.
Yeah.
I know they've worked together a bunch, but in the middle of the newest Twin Peaks episode, it's just a live performance by 9 Inch Nails.
It's a live
entire song. Like 7-minute.
So the latest episode sucks again.
Has to do nothing. I don't think it sucks.
Dude, after episode 7, I called my friend. I go, he better step it the fuck up. It's been 3 episodes of horse shit. I'm tired of this dim-witted Dale Cooper character.
Now you watch the new one. You'll like it. The new one's creepy.
Hold on,
but it doesn't make much sense.
That scene in the second to last episode where literally you just watch the guy sweep for 5 minutes.
Yeah, that was awful.
Like, what the fuck is this? What is he doing?
But the new one you'll like.
I thought you were going to see when he said that. I thought you were going to go. Now watch your goddamn mouth.
Is Coop coming back in this one?
Don't worry about it. No. It's It's actually, listen, semi-spoiler alert, it's just like, it's all visual. It's like a nightmare. The episode's like an unconnectable nightmare, but it's very like creepy.
Did you catch the Easter egg in the second to last episode?
What was it?
In the hospital?
No.
When that government, that like FBI, that lady who's like there to inspect the body, because they're like, it came in as the general, and she's like, it's not him. This is not a 50-year-old man or whatever. When she's in the hallway and you see that figure walking behind her, it's the
woodsman.
No, it's not. It's not the. I thought it was the homeless dude from fucking the dumpster guy. It looked like.
No. It's the woodsman from the block. No one knows what we're talking about.
As someone that's never watched that show, what you guys just said sound like you just made up a scene where you go and they're in the hospital.
That's how I would feel about Fargo. I'm sure. Yeah.
You know who's behind him? But it's the guy from the Quick Mart. And
wait, the woodsman? Who's the woodsman?
We can't do this on the radio. No one knows what the hell we're talking about.
But I'm almost done with season 1.
I love it.
And then season 2 of Twin Peaks is 25 episodes.
I love the new season because I buy in completely.
Watch the first 3 of season 2 and then the last 1 or 2. That fucking season sucks because Lynch leaves. It is so fucking boring.
No, I told you what to do. I tell you what to do. Watch this thing on YouTube called the history.
Yeah.
Fuck. It's something of Twin Peaks. It's 30 parts, but each part's only like 2 to 5 minutes.
Okay.
And it's fully explained, the movie and both seasons, enough to just.
There was a movie?
3.
Yeah, it's not that great.
Love it.
I think he's jerking himself off a little too hard, Nick.
A little bit. Love it. A little bit of a self-jack.
By the time you got to the part where, well,
I don't know if this has to be 18 hours of
for
season.
you Twin Peaks fans out there, I know you always felt the same way I did when that movie came out. If only there were more Jacques. The show didn't have enough Jacques.
Jacques back on the show.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's confusing me because he died in the original series. So how does that?
I don't know.
How the fuck does
it's
that
supposed to be a cousin or something, they said.
Oh, bullshit.
You know what you do? Here's how, if you want to enjoy anything David Lynch, here's what you simply have to do. Watch the thing, and then go, whatever I just watched the title, explained, and then someone smarter than us has done this. And then I go, with every episode of Twin Peaks this season, I've pretty much been like, what the fuck, dude? That fucking sort of sucked. And then I just go, and I read one guy's article, and I go, it's pretty great.
That glass box thing was fucking freaky, man. That was really creepy.
Yeah, the whole thing's been fucking.
Again, you guys could say anything
I know.
right now.
Yeah, you don't know anything.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
well, the lizard with the human face and the dragons. I was like, I don't know.
What about those wood chips? What? The wood chips?
The wood chips.
The wet wood chips? Are you guys just talking about a hamster cage?
Yes.
Can I plug my upcoming dates?
Of course you can,
Joe.
Philly Punchline in Philadelphia, weekend of July 14th. The following weekend, Cap City Comedy Club in Austin, Texas.
Keep going.
And my new podcast with Kurt Braunholer and myself, Emotional Hangs, the podcast about adult friendship.
What else you got, Joey?
What you talking about your horror podcast?
We're on hiatus right now, but We'll See You in Hell is my horror movie review podcast. Patrick Walsh and myself do a Siskel and Ebert style review show for horror, sci-fi, and fantasy.
If you saw It Comes at Night and say you like it at all, I'll put you through that window.
I didn't go see it because it's what they're doing with every horror is just like comedy. As soon as you start seeing good reviews in the trailer, you're like, oh, so this isn't a comedy?
Yeah.
It's going to be like gut-bustingly funny. And you're like, what was it? Was Schenectady, New York, whatever, gut-bustingly funny?
Hey, Omi! You got blocked by Cory Feldman. Welcome to the club, Omi. Saw Omi last night.
What did Omi do? What the fuck did Omi do?
Nothing.
Just got blocked by Feldog.
But yeah, so I didn't say, as soon as they were like the scariest, I was like, this isn't going to be a fucking horror movie. It's going to be some goddamn suspense thing that's sort of weird, and it's not going to be scary. And
terrible.
It got great reviews. I was reading it.
Of course it did. It's not a fucking horror movie.
It was so
Real
bad.
horror gets
Christine,
trashed.
Anything you could say positive about that movie? I don't have a positive word about it. I was like, this fucking upsets me. And I'm batting around the idea of going to see the Tupac movie tonight.
I heard it is.
I know, but we said I want to have that moment. I want to laugh. I think I'll laugh through the whole movie of every time. I said the profound moments of his life. No one in all these movies, all these hip hop movies, no one's got that many profound moments in life when they go somewhere between all your weed smoking and getting your dick sucked and do it. He goes, I want to make music's going to make people change their minds. He goes, you going to make people change the world. It's like, that happens like 8 times in Tupac's life. Like, all right, shut the fuck up. Yeah. Really, Tupac? I get around. I get around.
Don't you understand?
Don't you understand? You're gonna make music, gonna make people think all over the land.
He goes, man, I'm hungover. I can't hear this shit right now. He's just doing like,
what?
I was drinking Hennessy till 3 a.m.
Yeah, they tried to do that in the Biggie movie, and it was fucking awful. And then like some of the profile moments were literally just him sitting there going, "I'm the greatest," and you're like, "I hate this guy."
I must be profound moments where he's like,
"Why am I rooting for this guy?"
I must be profound moments where it's like, I'm good.
He goes, I guess what I just learned. I'm bad with stairs, and I'm the greatest. I learned 2 things on this walk up the stairs. My hands are on fire, and
my
I'm
problem
the
is
greatest.
much more the nobility they give to him, except right before he dies, where he's like, that's why I say he's like,
I'm gonna
make every phone call I have to make to everybody how much better I'm gonna be from now on. Tonight.
Every time I walk down the street, I'm gonna put quarters in the parking meters.
Yeah, he really was.
I'm gonna open a school for deaf kids.
He called his mom. He called his mom to say he's gonna be a better son. He called his chick to say I'm gonna be a better thing. I'm gonna be a better father to my kids.
You want half my ham sandwich?
By the way,
and you know how much I love ham.
Hey, is this the house? Is this the housekeeper? Is this the housekeeper? Go into the drawer. The second one from the left in the refrigerator. Take my sandwich. It's yours. It's yours.
Take it home to your family. It's a big ass sandwich.
It was always yours.
I got that big ass sandwich. No one else would give you half of it.
So when I was eating that in front of you, that was just to show you how much you had to wait for it.
Joe DeRosa, thank you for hanging out with us, buddy.
Anytime.
It's been such a fucking great week here.
I love you guys. I look forward to many more hangs this week.
Our first 4-show week.
Well, it's not done yet, dude. Because tomorrow is we have another show tomorrow, a Lost Tapes episode of the Bonfire.
Who cotton picking coming on the show tomorrow, Dan?
No one. Jay and I, buddy. It's just the 2 of us.
The Lost Tapes is always going to be probably just me and Dan.
Who's going to be going down on the show tomorrow?
Well, dinger.
We're promoting.
My. Great job, everyone, this week. And the Lost Tapes is tomorrow. You're going to absolutely fucking love it. And Jacob, Christine, Lou, Black Lou and White Lou, the Lou's. Congrats, everybody. Danny, you know I love you.
Love you too, buddy.
And we'll catch y'all motherfuckers live next Wednesday.
Have a happy 4th.
Have a happy and safe 4th. It's the Bonfire. Crackle, crackle.